Lovely people, this is Danyelle here from Transcendence to the Truth. This morning I am going to talk to you about our masculine, feminine and neutral energies and our true sexual essence, and why it's important to identify this within yourself and use it to your advantage to become a more balanced and conscious human being. But first of all, I'm going to wait for a couple of people to jump on. So if you're on, please say hello, where you're watching from. A 1 if you're watching now, a 2 if you're watching the replay. And if you enjoy my content, please like and love and share with anyone who you feel may resonate to this. If you want to see more of my content and you don't want to miss anything, make sure you press follow first on either my personal page or my business page. So masculine and feminine energy you hear brought up in the conscious and spiritual community quite a lot. You'll hear a lot of women coaches are specifically talking about the divine feminine, and there's a lot of masculines talking about really getting in touch with that dark masculine energy to have balls in this reality, right? And there's a lot of truth in those things, but there's also a lot of lies. And my perspective is that when we are truly conscious beings, we will have a beautiful balance of yin and yang, which is going to give you the comfortability to be in every single energy when it's required without judgment. So that would mean that you can be in your yin flow, love energy, you're nurturing with your children, your lovers. If you're a healer, you've got to tap into that. You've got to be that space for people. And then also with your yang energy, which is your freedom, your consciousness, your drive, your passion, your purpose to push into the world. So as a whole human, as a whole being that is living their authentic life, it's about balance. But we do come into this reality with a essence. And I think for me, it has been a massive challenge, because I just always believed that my essence would be feminine energy because I am a female. But in this, there is there's 90% of men have masculine energy. 10% of those men actually have a female sexual essence. The same for women. You have 90% of women have a female essence, sexual essence, and 10% have a masculine sexual essence. So this is why, and then there's the people that have neutral sexual essence, which is also very minimal. And what that means in this reality, to understand how it's a contribution to you in your growth, is that if you have a strong masculine sexual essence, then you're going to be stronger in your masculine energy. And you have to start to integrate and balance into your yin energy. So those are the areas of focus that you would need to focus on. So opening your heart, having more love, emotion, nurturing, to balance out that strength. Otherwise, you just become quite egotistical and cold in this direct, logical point of view, rather than being someone who has a balanced being. If you're in a relationship and you have a lack of empathy and emotion, and you're very direct and strong, that doesn't work in a nice, intimate communion. When it comes to your female, and if you're a female sexual essence and you are more swinging into that, and you haven't, got strong boundaries, or you haven't learnt to speak up for your own truth in yourself, you aren't assertive, or you don't know how to ask for what you desire, then that's going to give you an unbalance as well. So it gives you an idea of where you need to focus your energy on to become more integrated. But it also allows us to understand the kind of sexual partner that we want to attract into our life. So people for polarity is something that we live in. We live in duality, and I have an 8-week course actually that I am doing on consciously dominating duality, and that talks about how in this reality we get stuck in duality, and when you can learn to understand the universal laws of how this reality works, and work with those within yourself, how you can consciously create the reality that you want to live in with a lot of ease and flow. So if you are interested in that 8-week mentorship, I have just done a post on my page about it and what's included. Send me a PM. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. It's going to be awesome. But it will really give you the tools to start to dominate and choose the life that you want to live. Because once you have these tools, you can cultivate them and tap into them at any time throughout your journey. Off topic. But the reality is we live in a world that is based on polarity and duality, which is basically positive and negative, light and dark, up and down, all of those, shadow and light, happy and sad, love and anger. We basically have that, and the same with relationships. So if you are a feminine sexual essence, then you need to attract someone with a masculine sexual essence. And the reason that this is so important is because you won't have the same sexual pull to each other if you don't understand your own sexual essence, which for myself has been such a big thing because I actually have a masculine sexual essence. So I function more like a male in this reality. You're all going to be a little bit surprised by that. Trust me, I've tried to dissect it many times and be like, I can't possibly be. But what I've learned through really identifying that and being really honest and vulnerable with myself is, yes, I do have a masculine sexual essence. I am more confident and stronger. My life is about consciousness and my purpose and living in freedom, and there are certain things about the way the masculine behave that I wasn't even consciously choosing, because that's a part of my program, and that's a part of my true essence. Whereas being brought into this reality as a female, I have swung very much into the belief systems and the conditioning and the programming of what a female is in this reality. So although I've had this strong masculine essence since my birth, I have overcompensated with feminine energy for my whole life because it wasn't right for a woman or for a female to have all of these strong potency and direction and confidence and power within, because that's uncomfortable and it's not how a woman behaves. And that's the conditioning, And I've taken on so much conditioning from this reality that I'm now having to strip back and layer back and understand who I truly am. And it has been a blessing for me, because being so ridiculously in my feminine energy and not truly being with my sexual essence of who I am, I've been able to balance that feminine energy. So because I am already within true of myself, I'm masculine, then my sexual feminine essence balances out. And I have been able to be loving and nurturing and understand emotion and be compassionate and kind and healing and in flow. So it's been a gift for me because I have swung so much into the other direction that I've felt both throughout my life. And now I've been able to actually balance it and integrate it properly. Whereas a lot of people don't understand that. And so if you don't understand what your true essence is, it also means you're not creating from your true authentic being. Because it will depend on what your essence is and how balanced you are to how you should be showing up in the world. Oh my God, I just choked on my own saliva. So really checking in with yourself and really being like, I'm so intuitive now that when I have someone walk through the door, I can usually tell what their true essence is, and I can feel it. And I'm starting to notice a lot of patterns of behavior is that if you are a female that's been born with this feminine energy, you can swing so much into the other end in these really uncomfortable ways. And it shows up in relationships before you wake up and before you're conscious and you self-actualize. You play out these dynamics of the masculine and the feminine energy. And it can, if you're not conscious of your behavior, create really toxic dynamics. So if that was something that interests you, I would love to hear any feedback or comments or aha moments. Enjoy your day. Have a beautiful weekend. And I will see you on my page soon. Much love. Mwah.